Wake Up with Jim and Sab is exclusively on Spotify.
And if you want to start your own podcast, you can check out anchor.fm.
If you love the pod and you want to support us, make sure you follow us on Spotify. Also, you can tag us on Instagram and Twitter at Wake Up with Jim and Sab. Welcome to the Wake Up with Jim and Sab podcast.
Good morning!
Good evening.
Mga ka-wake up!
Dami nating energy.
Gising na ba kayo, mga kaibigan?
Labo. Okay. So today we're gonna share some of our evening routine tips. How to make a good evening routine for yourself. And the reason why we wanted to share this is because lately we've just been bombarded, which is great. We're very blessed and we're very
Grateful.
thankful and grateful that we have so many things happening for Cheats, Isabel's Linya Linya, Padi Rock, this podcast, and our new podcast.
Makinig ka muna.
And we've really, parang nakakatawa, we've had our fair share of ups and downs in terms of our productivity. And like we always say in this podcast, mag-iiba ng mag-iiba yung sistema mo. Mag-iiba-iba kasi we're humans and iba yung mood mo, iba yung ano. So, wala. We're constantly learning, looking for new things. And of course, we'd love to share those things with you.
Mhm.
And, you know, one of the many reasons na nagsastruggle kami is, well, one, ang daming projects. So, kulang sa prioritization, kulang sa time management, overwhelmed, the feeling of overwhelming stuff.
Overwhelm is a thought. It's not a fact.
Yes, and with that said, obviously, everything you need to conquer the day is a good mindset. Now, hindi ka makakakuha ng magandang mindset if you start your day horribly. Diba? That's why we had a previous episode, yung morning routine, diba?
Yes.
Now, and we know how important it is to wake up with a fresh mind, not with a busy mind, a stressed out mind, ngarag mind. Umaga pa lang mapapagod ka na. So that's why here we're gonna share what evening routines to help you win the morning.
Yes.
Yan. So,
And these are easy things to do, right? I mean, bilib ako sa mga tao na they're used to, like, the night before, nakaayos na yung susuotin nila for the next day. Or even like for the whole week. You know, some people are like that. And props to them, but that's not my style. Props to them. Ang galing nun. So, siguro for us, ang mga bibigyan namin is something that beginners could do, right?
yes. And before we begin, we just like to say thanks to the sponsor of this episode, Baroka. We did a previous episode with them where we talked about how to manage your energy and how you can maximize your day. Again, in this episode, we're going to talk about building an evening routine. Okay, so anyway, ano mga mali natin?
Ang evening routine talaga, because it's very important to have a fresh morning, right?
Yes.
So ano yung usual nating,
Flops.
alam nating reason kung bakit
Sablay yung umaga.
sabog yung umaga. Talagang sabog with Jim and Sab.
Okay, number one of our mistakes. We get energized in bed. I mean, that I don't mean for that to sound
kind of.
dirty. That does happen, but
Hey Jim, dami mong energy ah.
sabi kailangan ko mag-release ng energy.
Yuck! Shut up.
Anyway.
My virgin ears.
Anyway,
Ears.
we need to we learned the hard way na kunwari, you're in bed and the factory is open 24/7. Kailangan may yun yung mali namin.
Remember, Jim, I used to get so pissed at you when you would, parang we're in bed na, and then you'd bring up something. Tapos parang ako, Jim. And then biglang may time naman na ako yung naging ganon.
Yeah, and
Parang-
ako rin like talagang
as parang sabi,
Ayoko,
turned off na yung brain ko,
ayoko
can
nga
we
isipin
not?
yun. As in, ang sungit ko.
Yeah.
Di ba? And na-gets kita bigla kasi
Oo.
dati, naiinis rin ako kay Sab. Like, parang, relax, simple lang naman yung tanong ko eh.
Ah.
Di ba? Parang, and ikaw rin, I'm sure like, just asking about this. Parang,
Yeah.
relax.
But we have to respect our boundaries.
Yeah, pero ang nangyari sa amin, when we were both in the 24/7 factory, um, it was detrimental
Okay, so
for
wait
both
lang.
of us.
Just to clarify, if you guys are not familiar with factory, that's what we call kapag ito mga idea
Idea
fest
generation.
namin.
Oh, like parang, gawa tayo ng animation for kids. Gawa
Yes.
tayo ng ganito, ganyan.
Oh my gosh, what if?
What if? Okay. So, that was like a major mistake. And lalo na nung nagsabay kami. Kasi parang, you're in bed and your mind gets racing. Okay? And now, these are some things that we saw that contributed to the 24/7 factory.
Factory.
Number one, for me, personally, sa akin to, non-fiction books.
Yeah.
As you know, I love self-help books. I love autobiographies. I love, and the thing is, I realized right before going to bed, nagigising ako because the way I read stuff kasi, I automatically outline it na as notes. Parang, and then therefore, matitempt ako to get my phone, open the notes app, and create an outline of my learnings. So,
Yeah, it's like you're going to school as you're...
as you're about to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh. So, yun yung isa ko.
Agree ako dun. That
Yeah.
also doesn't make me have a good night's sleep.
Kaya kahit mga let's say when we were trying to learn about my FODMAP,
Oh my gosh.
or like diet,
I can't
kahit,
even remember that now.
oh, hindi kailangan business, hindi kailangan school, hindi kailangan whatever. Pero like, yung simple stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
Jim was learning about his bloating.
like learning about plant-based and why you're bloated, all these things.
It's better to read fiction books.
Yun.
Fiction books? I mean, fiction. Works of fiction.
Fiction. Bakit? Kasi technically hindi naman your mind is not racing naman to parang to try to synthesize and understand. It's just being entertained.
Yeah. On the same level, on this parang kind of same note, hindi books. Pero of course we would recommend not watching TV to fall asleep, right?
Yeah.
I mean that's the pero understandable, you can't always do that, right? Ako for sure I'm in that phase right now na even if I say I shouldn't be watching stuff to fall asleep. But sometimes it's what works for me. But what doesn't work is, number one, if it's a documentary, no. Kasi it's the same eh. Parang non-fiction siya. Diba? Parang you're
Yeah.
learning. So, and then if you're gonna choose fiction, you choose a light one. Like for example, I'm rewatching Succession on HBO. When I'm watching Succession, even if I'm rewatching it, okay, that's the first one. Don't watch a
Nagigising
new
ka.
series. Kasi you're gonna wanna
You're
stay
gonna
awake.
be hooked.
If you're gonna rewatch, it still has to be light. Kasi kung wala Succession, masyado ako na-excite na parang, oh my gosh, like I can't miss it. So, hindi ako nakakatulog because I'm watching it. So, I've gone to rewatching Friends because it's the dumbest
Basically,
thing.
every time I go to bed,
Diba?
till 5 in the morning.
I'm not calling it dumb, but it's just I've watched it 10 times and
You know what happens.
parang I know what happens. It's parang, it's very light.
To
and
keep
I'll
you
fall
company.
asleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kasi wala kasing pumapasin sa akin sa bed. Charot.
Okay.
Kidding. Okay.
Baka tong factory na to maging baby factory.
Oh my gosh!
Anyway, number 2. Sorry. Isa pa pala. So, like we mentioned kanina, stuff that gets the factory going. Discussing things that require next steps. So, this is how I categorized it na lang. Kasi for Saab, there was a time na siya, Jim, naisip ko, ginada natin i-renovate yung ganyan. Or, ano tingin mo sa wallpaper na to? Or, can I buy this for Paddy? Or, money. Something like, ito yung bank statement. Bakit kaya ganyan? Ako like, personally, I automatically assume na, what are the next steps? What's gonna happen tomorrow?
Yeah.
And then kay Sab rin, ako, sabi ko, Sab, ito yung naisip ko, gawa tayo ng bagong linya-linya, whatever. Siya naman, because she is, a creative genius. She's thinking,
Yes.
oh, what does it look like? Anong gagawin ko next? So anyway, so yun, maybe if you were to create a hard cap on things that you want to think about or talk about or whatever, if anything that requires next steps for the next day or the next week, wag na. Okay, the second one is inviting negativity. I think ikaw yung makakapag, how do you think that, ano yung naging routine mo na alam mong, pangit nito talaga, pero I keep doing it.
Uh especially if your mind go if you're in I don't want to label people as negative or positive. Pero um if social media just makes you feel like, especially when you're looking at happy photos of travel and people who seem like they're super happy and you're like in bed na parang you feel so unfulfilled, 'di ba? Parang maybe don't go on a social media doom scroll before you fall asleep because you probably won't fall asleep.
Ikaw, why do you do it pa rin?
I don't.
Di ba like why I come in and you say na napa-doom scroll ako?
Sometimes.
Hmm.
And well, yung doom scrolling ko naman is like randomly, like when my brain is super turned off na. Bigla na lang akong bigla may makikita akong, Megan Fox is dating this guy named Machine Gun Kelly. Sino yun? So punta ako sa Machine Gun Kelly. Tapos parang, sino to? Kaibigan nila si Kourtney Kardashian who is now with Travis Barker. Parang nagaganon ako sa parang, because I haven't done that Hollywood
Kourtney
gossip.
Kardashian
It's
is
with Travis Barker.
Travis Barker?
Yeah, ang tagal na. Long time friends sila, family friends, because they're neighbors. Yeah, but anyway, so there. So we mga, parang because my whole day is about, work and then family and kids. And then I know that Hollywood gossip is like the worst thing.
Ako hindi naman.
Hindi, especially if it's just like, alam mo yun, tama ka, hindi naman siya the worst thing. Like, kung ako, I like the J-Lo, Ben Affleck thing. And then biglang last night nga, when I was going through, I totally forgot that Ben Affleck has kids with Jennifer Garner, who I super love. I love Jennifer Garner. I completely forgot na ex niya si Ben. Sila nga pala naging parang bagong Bennifer. Wala lang. It's just like a way to, supposedly escape or, turn off your brain. But then you get into a black hole. So I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, kaya ako, what I think the number one, parang yung worst na we've done is when you're in bed and news. Talaga. Twitter, seeing headlines, because wala of course, alam naman natin na the media we consume will be 95% negative. If it's in certain news outlets that, especially if it's Twitter. For a time nga, I thought about like, what if I still like Twitter, but I can't. I haven't looked at Twitter like siguro in months. Pero when I was thinking, like maybe I should make an account that just follows NBA stuff. Yun lang.
Where would you get your news?
I don't want to. Parang,
but that's that's a very privileged.
No, but I get it from you. Parang ang point ko is, you choose the source. Kaya nga lagi ko sinasabi na, it's not about being privileged. It's about knowing which medium works for you.
No, because I asked you and then you said you don't want to read the news. So I'm your source.
I don't want to read the news on Twitter.
Okay.
So for me, it's knowing what medium works for you to get the news. And you can manage yourself. So ako, it's you.
Yeah.
And whatever.
Yeah.
So, yun. The news, ako yung thing ko with social media stalking is exactly what you said. Na parang, yes, you look and, my friends. Pero, personally, it's a bad way to set up before resting na you're imagining and parang seeing yourself in the lives of other people. You'll, instead of ending the day with gratitude, you end the day with what ifs. Diba? Sana. Buti pa. So instead of saying, I'm so thankful that I'm ganun. Diba?
Mga buti pa siya. Mga ganun. That's true. Yeah. In terms of the news, of course, we're not telling you guys to not read the news. We're just, I think what Jim is trying to say is avoid doing it before you sleep because it is very energy consuming, di
Yeah.
ba?
Yeah. Everything naman ako, again, it's important to be educated. It's important to be aware. But you have to know, you
Yung
have to,
capacity mo rin, no?
capacity mo. So if alam mo naman na, obviously, pag gabi, matutulog ka na eh. Bakit dun mo pa aalamin? Anyway, unless magising ka ng orange alert na yun, na hindi ko alam, ano ba
National
talaga yun?
Disaster, NDRMC, na magte-text sa'yo 5 hours after umulan.
Tapos na yung bagyo, gigisingin ka. Hoy, tapos na yung bagyo, putang ina mo.
Hoy, gising! May earthquake kaninang 3 a.m. Hoy, tulog ka na ba? Puta, may ulan kaninang... Umulan ng medyo light kanina.
Okay. Sige, matulog ka na. Tang ina mo.
Pinapatulog mo yung anak mo. Hoy! Gising, gago!
Umulan kahapon.
FYI!
Okay, the third one. Not listening to our body. What do I mean by this? There are certain, for certain people, may mga ibang tricks. Like, and the reason why I say this is because in my college days and post-college days, I would constantly ask people for advice. Paano kayo nakakatulog? Kasi I really had an insomnia problem. You never had that, no?
No.
No. You've always been a very good sleeper. Ako, sabi, as in, like, I had a really bad insomnia, a case of insomnia. Like, in college, every day I'd sleep at 4 or 5.
That's bad.
As in, and wala akong magawa. And nakakatawa because everyone had different tips. Like my cousin said, chamomile tea, isa lang. So I tried chamomile tea, hindi gumana sa akin. Hot milk. Drink these capsules, whatever. And I guess yung advice, parang kumbaga, my mistake is, I didn't listen to my body, I listened to other people. So for example, kumari ito, chamomile lang yan. Nangyayari sa akin, I just keep going to the bathroom.
Oh, so you
So I
can't
can't sleep. Because I had tea. Diba? So, kumari ito, drink 1 glass of wine. It's good for your heart. Blah, blah, blah. Alam ko na parang hindi gumaganda yung quality of sleep ko eh. And it's science-based naman. Pero ako personally, like kumari, my dad says na he has 1 glass of wine kasi masarap yung tulog niya. Pero I didn't listen to my own body. Alam ko naman na if wala namang social drinking setup, di ba? Then, bakit pa ako mag-wine kung hindi naman maganda yung effects sa body ko?
Yeah.
And then, diet. It's so crucial also ano yung food na kinakain mo at
Siyempre,
night.
kung marami kong kinain na cheese, talagang fart fest.
Yeah. Yes.
Tomato, talagang acid fest. Tomato and cheese, good luck fest. Sobrang, grabe si Jim. I remember at some point during the pandemic. Hindi. It's like, grabe Jim yung sinaserve mong pasta sa atin every night. It was like one huge bowl. Kuwari, alam mo yung sinaserve na sa restaurant? Yung tig-isa namin ni Jim, as in isang large family serving. And then that would be what we would eat. And it was just tomato fest, cheese fest. Sarap. For sure, sarap. Pero talagang sakit sa tiyan.
And technically since it was pasta, and we'd have wine.
Yeah.
So, parang, nung time na yun, I think I was doing fasting eh.
Yeah.
Kaya parang lumalamon ako at dinner.
Night, yeah.
So, ang hindi ko na-gets was, I did listen to my body. Kasi, I was stuffing myself with sugar. So, ang sarap ng, antok na to ako, tulog na. And then, I felt it. The next morning, I'd be starving.
Yeah.
Kasi, Google nyo na lang basta something about sugar na pag marami kang kinaing sugar, technically it kills you. I mean, it kills your um, chance for managing your appetite the next day or your next meal. Because, because nag-up yung sugar mo ng sobra, kailangan mo ng parang aangat yung something. Google mo na lang.
That was great and coherent, Jim.
Di man ako doktor eh. Tanungin mo yung NZRDZ.
And the RMC, National Disaster and Risk Management Council, I want to say.
Anyway, so yun. Know what foods trigger, parang,
Trigger your farts.
yes. And ano yung mga pampagood vibes.
What's a good meal?
Eat food that has lots of,
Fiber?
parang kumbaga, I would advise minimize yung high GI index.
Hindi ko magets ko. Glycerin?
Bomba tayo eh.
Alam kung ano.
Anyway,
Sorry, sobrang.
yung GI, I think yun yung parang kung
Diabetes? Diabetes?
Diabetes Jones.
Sorry lang.
Jones Joe. G.I. Joe. Okay.
Ang labo ng mind mo.
Ang point ko dun sa diabetes,
GI.
yung GI, pag kinumpare mo ang white rice, brown rice, and let's say adlay, di ba? Technically, almost the same calorie count sila.
Yeah.
But the difference is the GI, yung amount of sugar, I think.
That's why Adlay is good for diabetics.
Yes.
No?
So,
Diabetics.
for diabetics. So anyway, ang point ko is, ako personally, my mistake was nga, lumalamon ako, nagka-carb fest ako at night. Therefore, aantukin ako ng sobra, pero I'd wake up really tired and really hungry.
Yeah.
Yun.
Maybe my advice would be to eat until you're 80 to 90% full. Wag mong sobrahin.
Ako,
Pero kailangan malapit siya sa bedtime mo. Kasi kung hindi ka kung hindi ka magsobrang busog, baka you might get hungry later.
ate, pwede pagawa ng PB&J?
Ate, can you make me like 80% magpabusog?
Hindi, mali, I disagree with you though.
I don't know. I just read that somewhere. I don't do
Sino
it.
nagsabi nun? Sino nagsabi?
Wag na.
Doktor nung 2001?
Ganun ba? Is that wrong?
I don't know.
Pero I feel like kasi if you're super full, okay,
Hindi,
fine. Siguro 100%, pero wag mo yung 120%.
Hindi, ang point ko kasi is,
Binabasag yung mga churi ko.
ang point ko kasi is, yung kakainin mo sa gabi, okay? Parang mali yung thinking na full. Parang it's selective eating. So parang, I really... Mindful eating. Na parang imbis na bibenga ako ng 2 cups ng rice, palitan ko yung 1 cup ng gulay. Para busog ka pa rin, happy ka naman, and hindi ganun maraming sugar yung kinain mo. Anyway. Okay, so,
Naging ano na eh, no?
we are going to share our new
Eating
evening
na.
routines and how it's helped, how they
The routine. So it's it.
is.
How it has helped us.
Hindi, kasi may routine ka, may routine ako. So
Our
routines. How
How
the routines
there was
have
help. Yes.
helped us after this break.
It's important to keep ourselves energized, so we should always find ways to be healthy both physically and mentally. With Berocca, you can take charge of your energy, mental sharpness, and day-to-day moments by staying focused and energized. Berocca is an effervescent refreshment with great flavors: orange, citrus, mixed berries, and mango orange, and it enhances mental sharpness and supports physical energy. Berocca also has community experiences where you can register at superchargedsquad.berocca.com.ph for fun-filled classes that will help you grind, boost, and recharge. These Berocca community experiences will not only help you enhance your productivity and creativity as you grind out the second half of 2021, but will also help maintain and boost your fitness habits. In all the things that we do, it's important to be supercharged. Hashtag be supercharged with Berocca.
Okay, we back. Now we're gonna share our new evening routines. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Number one, do everything before going to bed.
As in getting into bed physically.
Getting into bed physically. Okay? And here are some of the things that I've been doing. Okay? Number one, I take a glorious dump. A brain dump.
A brain dump,
brain
that
dump.
is.
So, i-number two mo yung utak mo. So,
Alam mo kung ano yung another term for brain dump na parang mas fancy daw? A thought download. Another term. Wala lang. Just sharing.
utak jebs.
No, it's disgusting. Charot.
Okay. Brain dump. This is what I do. Again, ang point lang nito is you want to expel all the negative thoughts that are in your head. And
Puro negative lang ba?
parang what I do is, kasi in the morning I write my gratitude stuff, diba? So at night, I write all the negative things that I tell myself. That I feel about myself, negative feelings I had during the day, conflicts I had with people. As in, ramble. I ramble lang talaga. And it's nice kasi as you're writing, parang kinokontra mo na agad sarili mo. Like, kunwari, naiinis ako kay Manny. Kunwari. Naiinis ako kay Manny kasi blah, blah, blah. As I'm writing that, I'm already thinking, ano ka ba? What's wrong with you? Diba?
Right.
So it's a nice exercise just to, clear your head.
Also with stuff that you are thinking of doing the next day ba? Isama mo na rin doon.
Yan.
Because
Kaya
it's a brain dump.
yung after you do the brain dump, then you plan the tasks for the next day. So I write down all my negative thoughts, ganyan. And then parang I have this new source of energy, positive energy. And then I just, I look at the to-do list I had today, what I missed out, and what 2 to 3 tasks would help me closest to my personal or career goals. And then isulat ko na parang set na ito yung 2 to 3 tasks na kailangan kong gawin tomorrow. Nasulat ko na, I'm set. Okay? And then lastly, I check my calendar. Parang no matter how diligent I am with my calendar stuff, I can't tell you how many times before I started doing this na, oh my God, may ganito pala.
Yeah.
Kasi iba talaga when you're at home parang it's so easy to just get lost in the whatever happens, diba? So anyway, yun, I check my calendar and I see, okay, tomorrow. And I just tell myself na, okay, at 10, may ganito, 1, 2, 5. Okay, cool. And then after, I do exercises for the mind and the body. Number 1, meditation. I'm proud to say, I've been joking about this on the pod, diba, na yung meditation has been like such a chore for me. Like, hindi ko talaga trip. Hirap na hirap ako. Pero 15 days na ako straight.
Wow.
Morning and night.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's huge. You couldn't do that before.
I couldn't do it. And the thing is, here's my tip. Parang, again, do what works for you. Parang ako kasi for the longest time, pinipilit ko na, I'm gonna go into my room and I'm gonna open the curtains and put headphones na kailangan sobrang noise cancelling. Tapos mag-ano ako, whatever pose, di ba? Alam mo yun, parang naka-neon briefs ako or something.
What the fuck? Who does that?
And parang, anyway, so I realized, wala parang bahala na. So what I do is, as soon as I wake up, the first few days, like, I'd be like, di na. Pero lately, talagang automatic na. I get my earphones. Earbuds. Saksak sa tenga. Play the 5-minute, and I'm just lying in bed.
Bakit hindi ka meditate? Bakit tulog ka lang?
Hindi. It's a breathing exercises It's breathing exercises. So,
What app do you use?
I changed, Insight Timer.
Oh, cute.
Oo.
Is it free?
Free.
Itulad ng Calm.
Oo nga eh. Pero yung Insight Timer, free siya, pero ah yun lang, may mga kailangan mong medyo mag
Skip ads.
hindi naman. Hindi. Shopee! Um,
Breathe in, breathe out. Sha sha pi 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 Jackie Chan. Lalazada yan.
okay. Um, okay. So yun. I sinasaksak ko yung earbuds tapos play lang. It's a 5-minute thing. And what worked for me is not yung mga, you are a dove. You are a dove. Hindi ganon. Ang gumana sa akin is like, okay, you count. Inhale, then 1, 2, 3. So parang for me,
Teacher ni Vito yan.
and for me, it works. You know, parang yun yung gumana. And then at night, may ganun rin na exercise rin siya na parang technically it's a brain dump.
Nice. Parang
Um,
super guided meditation.
yeah.
Mm.
And then what I do is I'm on my nakakatawa nga eh, alam ni Saab to, like I listen to sobrang sabi ko nga kay Saab eh, like grabe, hindi ko alam kung age ba to or mahilig lang talaga ako sa Hanash. Parang ang dami kong masyadong kailangan gawin bago matulog at gumising.
True.
But it's been very, very helpful.
Yeah.
And that's what works for me. So anyway,
Yeah.
another is
I
stretching.
completely support it.
I do stretching. And while I'm stretching, I'm listening to a Bible podcast. Para at least I'm setting myself up, you know, to have a spiritual fattening. Parang,
Spiritual thickening. I am thick with spirituality.
okay, so yun.
How thick is your spirit?
I
Sorry.
meditate, I stretch.
The fuck is that?
And then for si Sab naman has been doing what you mentioned kanina, yung stupid series. To turn her brain off.
Right now, it comes in phases talaga. Meron akong parang weeks na ganon, and then meron akong weeks na, nope, just go to sleep.
Mm. And then, ang last ko is, after I do all of those things, I'm in bed, and sorry, may tumugtog. And I read a fiction book. Yan na naman, fiction book.
What is your favorite fiction book?
Hi, my name is John Green. I love writing fiction books.
By the way, listen to our John Green episode where he talks about fiction books.
Hi, I'm George Lucas. I love creating fiction movies.
The term is fictional books, right?
Yeah.
Or like fictional novels.
Fictional
Works of fiction.
works of fiction. Okay. So how has it helped us? How itong mga hanash na to? Yes, it is time consuming. Yes, you have to really build the habit. Pero number one, health. I feel great because of great sleep.
Yes.
Like I wake up, hindi ako ngarag na tingin ako sa calendar, tingin ako sa email, tingin ako sa ganyan. Parang confident ako. Kasi alam ko naman the night before, nag-ready na ako. Alam ko naman ano mangyayari today. Ina-anticipate ko na ano yung kailangan kong gawin.
But actually, that is a good reminder. Sa akin, I remember when I used to smoke before, and then I would wake up feeling so tired. Tas parang lagi akong may lagi akong umuubo. And then at one point, I was just like, pagod na ako sa ganitong mornings. And that's what just made me quit cold turkey. Because you want to wake up refreshed. And you gotta take care of your pores.
Yeah. Swerte talaga ng generation na to na hindi uso ang Yossi. Sa atin kasi uso eh.
Yeah.
Dito hindi. It's pretty cool.
Ito sa generation ko. Charot.
Okay. Next. Wealth.
Oh yeah. Because when you're focused, when you wake up refreshed, then you're able to really prioritize better because naayos mo na nga yung tasks mo the night before or whatever. And so you know, what am I gonna get done today? You don't wake up feeling sabog and ano nga palang gagawin ko? Ay shit, meron nga pala akong meeting. Ha?
Mm.
Kailan ko sinabi na game ako
Hindi
mag-project
ko na-charge yung...
mga ganyan. So, when you wake up when you're ready, when you wake up ready and supercharged, then you will accomplish so much that will take you closer to your goal. Whether it be your career or your personal dreams, it's just you're more focused and it's just great.
Yeah. So you set yourself up, the night before, and it's helped us rin because yun nga, again, in terms of health, both mental and physical. Kasi ako, one of my complaints, I don't know if it's age, but I always wake up with like body aches.
Yeah.
And since I've been doing this and really spending time, you know, taking care of my body and my mind, it's really helped me talaga. I can't, and alam ni Sab to. Kaya even yung how we see the boys in the morning, how we start our day, meron kaming shifts kasi alam namin how important na may kanya-kanya kang routine.
Yeah. Nagkakaroon tayo ng clarity when we wake up refreshed. And ako nga, when I started having a good evening routine, then my morning would be really better, which is, a big indicator of how well the rest of the day is gonna go. So for me, I would wake up. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. and then I do my own, my journaling, whatever, and then I take my 30-minute walks with the boys outside, and it's so good. As in, I feel so great because I woke up early. My mind is clear, and then I hung out with my boys, bonded with them. So, I'm ready. I'm ready to conquer the day work-wise kasi I spent amazing quality time with my boys. And that's
Yeah.
because I slept really well.
And just like a car,
Dot, dot, dot. You will go far.
anyway,
I don't just like a car.
like kasi diba, like,
Your metaphor for everything.
Ano yung sinasabi ko?
Life is like a car.
Life is like a car. I know nothing about cars.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yan. So, that's why it's so crucial. That's why we keep saying that. Set yourself up for a good morning, a good day. Now,
By having a good evening routine.
yes. Yeah, so I hope this helps. And we just want to say thank you again to our sponsor for this episode, Baroka.
Yes, you can join the Baroka Community Experiences for some fun classes that they have. And they have classes on their microsite that will help you boost your creativity. Just check out their microsite at superchargedsquad.baroka.com.ph, where they actually have an upcoming product styling and photography workshop this Saturday.
All right. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane.
Stay mentally sharp and
Stay
physically
productive,
strong.
stay supercharged.
Open up that factory within you.
Take the right multivitamins. Eat a proper diet.
Have a proper
Have a proper diet.
diet.
And thank you
Make
again.
sure that your spirituality is thick AF.
Bye.